Hi, I'm Gary and I'm sailing around the Caribbean on Marella Voyager. This cruise itinerary has 2 days at sea, and in this episode I'm going to combine the best bits of both of them to show you around the ship and also what there is to do on board on those days when you're not in port and you've got all day at sea to enjoy your cruise.
Good morning, and it's sea day, so that means I've been able to have a lie-in, which I really needed actually. One of the downsides of this itinerary is that the sea day is on the last day, not the first, and actually I genuinely appreciate that first day, especially when you've had a long travel. I don't think I've caught up my sleep all week, so I've had a nice lie-in this morning. Just spent my morning in the cabin. Even though it's an inside cabin, to be quite honest, it's all very nice. You can see up there in the mirror that I've got the bridge cam on, so that just shows that we're off sailing away. There's a pool cam on this one as well, and they have little bits of music and stuff, so you can keep going. The cabin stewards are all outside getting everyone's cabins ready, so I think I'm going to get out and let them to it. You know, you come back, your room's spotless, which you can't really fault. So then the other thing I feel like I haven't done this week is do a proper look around the ship. I still haven't been to loads of places, so this morning, or what's left of it, I'm going to take you on a little tour of Marella Voyager. So let's see what we can find. So I'm all ready to go out. I've got my little tidy me up bag. So you just put that in the slot there. That was my do not disturb. And the cabin stewards will come and sort you out. The first thing you find is you've got your water machines. So these are dotted around the decks. From my point of view, I'm quite lucky because it's right outside my door. You can fill your water bottles up. They have this all filtered and stuff like that. So if you want to ask for plastic bottles, you get a little flask in your cabin. And I'm right next to the lift. So the handy thing first is look at the map and let's see where we're going to go. Now up on, I'm down here. So up here are all the food places and then top deck. But I think what we'll do, we'll head down. We'll go all the way down to deck 5. We'll start at the bottom and work our way up. Might do a lift. Sea day, so I've just got my shorts on. Nice casual day. Bye mate, have a quick. So down here you've got your 2 restaurants, so your Vista and Latitude. So these are the main dining rooms. Vista is the Italian style one. This menu changes probably twice a week, so I think it might alternate a little bit. So actually, this is Vista. Upstairs is Latitude. They very kindly said I can come in and have a look. So when you were down here, you can have solos tables, singles tables for 1, tables for 2. You can book and reserve. Lots of space, and you have all these lovely ocean views. I've been with the solos and it's been really good. This side tends to be Vista, which is the Italian, and then the other side is Latitudes, and then you've got all upstairs, which is also Latitude. So these are your main dining rooms. They're all free, all included. So on the other side, it's just Latitudes on this side. And you've got the lunch and dinner menus ready, so you can come in and have your lunch in here. You want something a bit fancy? Oh, moussaka, that sounds nice. Or you can have your main meals at night as well. Then around the back, we've got flutes. Now, I've seen flutes on other ships. This is tucked away in the back corner, and I don't really like this location for it because you don't see it as much. You've got little buttons to press for bringing your bubbles, and this is really the champagne bar. You've got piano there, so obviously events do happen in here. I have to say, I haven't really seen anything yet. And this is the bottom of deck 5. Now, we could go up the stairs in flutes, but I think I'm going to head round just to see. I think this could be one of those decks as well where you go down, and I'm perhaps trapped on deck 5 at this point. Right, so we have discovered already that if you come down the aft staircase, you get stuck down the bottom. That's why flutes is hard to find, because you can't walk through from deck 5. You have to go up to deck 6, so get some steps in. We've got the upstairs for Latitudes there. Lots of toilets dotted around the ship. I'd like to say it's ladies on one side and gents on the other, but it just depends which deck you're on. So now this is the artist house. Now this is where the solos have been meeting up every night. So I've been in here a lot, and actually it's a really good, nice little venue. There's always some music going on. Sometimes it's a bit loud, but we've had our meetups here, but it's always been full. It's right in the middle of the ship, and I think that's the key to a good bar actually. They're always in the middle of the ship. You walk through them, you can't really avoid it. Now this little corner in the Arts House Bar, this is where the solos have been meeting up every night. So we've been hiding in this little corner. I say hiding, there's a massive group of us, but it's been really good. So if you're a solo, you've got a whole bunch of new friends who I've been enjoying the cruise with, and meet up different times, and little groups of us have done things together, and yeah, it's been very nice. So let's have a look at the drinks menu. So everything's sort of included in Marella, but it isn't. So they have your mocktails and things like that, aperitifs and whatever. You sometimes see these things with a price down the side of it. So if you're on the premium drinks package, you get all those included. If you're just on the ordinary all-inclusive, you have to pay a bit extra for certain things. Doesn't mean you can't have them, you just get charged. So again, if you're one that likes a can of Coke specifically as your mixer, then you can have that. But if you're on the all-inclusive normally and you're not fussy, you can just have normal squirty draft Coke hot drinks. So again, it's not all alcohol. If you want a coffee or stuff, there's the mocktails, wines and fizz, beers and ciders, cocktails and premium cocktails. So again, if you're not on the package, you can pay for these. If you like lots of cocktails, it might be worth spending a bit of money extra. But for me, I'm not a fussy drinker, I just drink beer and wine, and they're already quite good on the ordinary all-inclusive. So the other thing that they do with the Arts House is this is the area for doing arts and crafts. So one of these crafty people who like doing a jigsaw or whatever, they have little sessions on where you can come and have knitting natters and things like that. I think that's on today. So it's quite a nifty little space, and again, you can just sit around and use it at night otherwise. So you can walk through at this point. And just going back to the other side of the Arts House, you've got your shuffleboard. So fancy shuffleboarding. That looks like it's good fun. Might have to have a go at that at some point. Right, so next up is the coffee port. Coffee port is premium coffee, so again, if you've got premium AI and you like a good coffee, it might be worth having. You can pay for it otherwise. Now we've got the atrium, it goes all the way up the top. It's not really the focal point of this ship, although there is stuff around it.
You've got the Broad Street shops higher up, we're in the coffee port, and downstairs is reception and destination services. As well as enjoying your coffee, the coffee port also has a small library of books you can borrow, as well as board games and jigsaws. You could even enter a draw to win the navigational chart for the cruise we were taking. Walking from the coffee port to the other end of Deck 6, there's a whole bunch of other things to keep you entertained.
Right, your photo taking professionally, they've got photo studios. This is the cinema. If you fancy something a bit different instead of the shows and stuff, they have different movies on. There's been some newish ones and some old classics by the looks of it. They're on different times throughout the cruise. So this is very nice. I've not been in here before. Next you've got the gamer zone. I'm guessing that's more for your teens, but you've got arcade machines and stuff there. Games, so not really my thing, but if that's your thing, maybe for the younger people, looks cool. Then if you want to book a holiday for another cruise, you've got the cruise holiday store. You can go and see the people there.
Further along, you've also got some kiosks where you can do some self-service things like finding out what's going on the ship, see the cruise news, or if you've seen some of my other videos in this series, this is where I came to book a couple of my tours as well.
As we carry on right along Deck 6 here, got the promenade deck out there. And obviously there's the Broadway Show Lounge at the other end of the ship. So we're at the front of the ship now, forward. Tonight's show, Glitter Ball, it's a disco-y kind of thing. That looks good, it's a new show apparently, so I want to see that one. And they're getting ready for the people going on tomorrow, don't have to worry about that. Let's go and have a look out on deck. I haven't been outside today. People just relaxing out here, a bit of shade. To look at the sea, always my favourite bit of the cruise. Oh, we've got one of the Caribbean islands over there in the distance. Not quite sure where we are at the minute, we are in the Caribbean Sea. blue forward staircase to deck 7. Let's see what's up here. So we're upper galleries of the Broken Shoreland, and then we're onto the Broad Street shops. So actually, because it's sea day, shops are now open. Here after a nice fancy watch or some jewellery. Everyone's around the pool, it's not quite as busy at the minute. Duty free, sweets, Marella souvenirs. The deals on. And if you just want snacks while you're on the cruise, fancy yourself a nice new outfit, or treat yourself to whatever you like treating yourself to be quite honest. And then around the side here, we've got the perfumes. Your photo gallery stuff. So again, you can buy them in the terminal. So it looks like the shops are having a bit of a last day sale on. There usually is that sort of stuff while you're at sea day. And we're back to the atrium now, a bit higher up. The crew are so friendly and they're like, yeah, come in and take some videos. So I'm going to do Ray-Bans. Oh, you know me and sunglasses. I've not managed to break any touch wood so far. But this is the other watch shop. There are 2 watch shops. Again, it's not all for the ladies. You've got ladies' clothes on one side. This is the gents' bit. So, fellas, if you want yourself an outfit, get yourself a dicky ball for formal night. Well, I must admit, not many people dressed up for formal night at all. It wasn't even that dressy impressive. It was much more Caribbean casual. Carry on down on deck 7. Now you get into the specialty restaurants. Marella Cruises sign. So if you want a selfie, I have actually got a selfie from that sign already. So this is surf and turf and Corallar and aperitif. So aperitif's like the bar that goes with the 2 specialty restaurants. It's also my mustard session, as if you remember from the boarding day. So aperitif. Now this always looks like a nice little bar, although it's not somewhere I end up really coming. So Corallar, you pay for this one. So this is more of a curries, Asian fusion kind of thing. Surf and turf, which is your steakhouse. Again, there's an extra charge for that. I know somebody who came here last night, so I'll be finding out what they thought of it a bit later on. Personally, I think the food's so good I can't really be bothered paying for it. Now this looks like it might be the surf and turf side, and then it's like Corallar around the side. But this is quite a lot bigger than on some of the other ships I've been to. Oh, it smells really good as well. But this is the Corallar bit. Not quite as big, so maybe steaks are more popular, or perhaps they just overflow because it all feels like one big restaurant. Yeah, very nice. Actually, it's very stylish, is this. I like the dark wood. Yeah, so you need to book those, and you do get an extra charge, but it smells as good, and it's not even off. And then a bit more of aperitif. This will be my ideal room in my house. Could you imagine? Bottles, walls of bottles, actually. Walls of bottles with a sea view. Perhaps this is my ideal room. And actually, although it's quiet now, I've seen quite a lot of people when you pass through here. It's always quite full. Now, another bar. Now, I don't really know what this one is and how it works, but it's called Platter. Just up over the top of flutes there. So, right, so now we're 3 decks up from flutes. They do like meats and cheeses and things. There is a charge for this one as well. So it's kind of a winey cheese experience. I'm liking the fact that there's so many different food options on this ship. I think it is the absolute highlight of the ship so far, that you can eat in so many different types of places and in so many different styles. You know, when we get up to the kitchens and you'll see all the different things that you can have there. This one again, you pay for it, but a lot of this stuff is all included. And now my favourites. Actually, I'm having to say the Arts House is kind of winning on this ship a little bit, but it can't be a drinking Squids. This is the place for game shows, bingo, music. We were in here for the live music last night. Really nice big venue. Nice and well laid out is this one. Lots of seats. And you've got the bar there. Got the stools and the big tables at the back. Again, this reminds me very much of... You've been on Marella Explorer. I think the ship has a very similar design to that. I'm sure it's that one that I'm thinking of. Now, apparently there is a little smokers area out the back of the ship there. I've actually only ever been in here when it's been full, so I've not actually wandered around the little side, so we're going to have a look. I don't tend to be nosy enough. And again, plenty of seats, and you can see the stage from everywhere. And they've got the game shows on and things like that, so you pick your spot. Oh, and it was worth coming out back of here, because we've got the wake view in the back. See what we've been in the Caribbean. Never get bored of that, do you? This is a little smoking area at the aft of the ship, just behind Squid and Anchor. Really nice. If you're enjoying my adventures on Marella Voyager, please do give this video a like and please do subscribe as well. Yeah, so there's a lesson. I didn't know you'd get the weight view at the back of Squid and Anchor. I wasn't expecting that. So always explore the ship if you've got time, because like I say, about a week I've hardly had a chance to look at it. So, back out Squid and Anchor. I'm going to go up the staircase in the atrium and find out what's on deck 8, because I don't actually know, although now I'm starting to think I've got a bit of an inkling. Right, so I'm back on deck 7 on the atrium, but you've got these stairs that go up here. Where am I going? Curious. Not giving much away there. So, this whole area is walled off. No entry. Venue closed. There's a bit of a clue there, I think. And the red staircase is on deck 8. Aha. This is the exchange. Private event, ticket holders only. You have nothing more. This little shop and a couple of weird telephone boxes. Now I can't tell you what this is about, other than I do know you can book a couple of events at the exchange. And maybe, if you do, you find out what this is about. I've had an inkling because I know somebody who's been here and done this. I didn't actually know it was here, but there you go. But I think the whole point of it is, it's a secret, so you'll have to come and find out for yourself for that one.
I didn't get a chance to book the shows, but I did get to go to a jazz night where you can just turn up for cocktails, and that was definitely worth doing.
So there you go, that is my quick tour of decks 5, 6, 7 and 8. Lots of cabins along here. I'm now going to head up towards the kitchens, but I've got something coming up at 1 o'clock, so I'm going to have a little quick snack in the buffet thing, and then get back down there. So we'll carry on the tour of the top decks later. You've got your gravy boat with your Yorkshire wrap. Oh, which today, roast potato, root vegetables and chicken. Or you could have a bat. Or you can have a vegan one. Got your noodles or sweet and sour today. Prize of the day. It's the salad bar. We've been very healthy today. Got your sandwich bar. These are wraps. And then this is the other one that I really fancy with your Greek style souvlaki. Oh, this smells good. Pop round for a curry. Your refreshments are included, so again, not cans, but you can have your Coke and orange juice on draft. Draft beers, draft wines, tea and coffee, all included. Going for the Yorkshire wrap. Right, really well, I can't work out how to get into it. I think it's got a bit of cauliflower cheese, chicken, veg. Yeah, different. If I'm honest, this is quite tasty, but it's impossible to eat as a wrap. It's more of a knife and fork job. It's fallen to bits. It was alright. That was a little bit disappointing. I expected something more in my head, and it was a bit ordinary, although it tasted good. I'm a Coke. Got my view of the sea from the kitchens. I do like these little benches that overlook everything. It's a sea day today. That doesn't mean it's boring, so you get your cruise news. And from 10 o'clock in the morning, there's all sorts going on. This happens whether it's a sea day or not, but they've obviously a lot more things, so if you like doing crafts and stuff. I'm thinking of going to this murder mystery stuff, although the solos were telling me to go to the golf competition and we were going to have a game, so I haven't quite decided on that one. But what else have we got? Salsa dancing up in there, water volleyball on the pool deck. That'll be the pool afternoon entertainment. We're at sea, so it's going to be a sunny day. I haven't actually played bingo once this cruise or done a quiz. And then you turn it over and they've got all your nighttime entertainment, so it was a really good night last night. I'm hoping for as much today. Right, I'm heading back to the atrium because at 1 o'clock, I can see people down there already. There's going to be a murder mystery, So very on deck in paradise by the looks of it. Not seen this before anywhere. I need to get downstairs.
She'll do as she pleases, she's earned her degree. She hides like a child, she's always a woman to me.
Don't sound too excited. Now, there was a murder!
So I'm here in the entrance to the Broadway Show Lounge, which was one of the stops on the murder mystery look into. We actually had a little murder mystery to solve, proper death in paradise, as I said. We went on a little tour of the ship, so if you've just watched me exploring decks 5, 6 and 7, then a much more fun way to do it is to follow these murder suspects around the ship. You go to all sorts of different venues, and it's a great way to find out where all different things are. I'm not going to give it away, come and do it, but if you're doing it on day 1, and if you see days quite early on, whereas ours is the end of the week, brilliant way to find out where everything is on the ship. We've been to all sorts of places that I've only just found today, so definitely well worth doing. I enjoyed that. Now I'm going to head to the top of the ship and do my own tour of the pool deck and everything up there. So let's go back up a bit. But actually, while it's open, how beautiful is this theatre? I've been in here every night so far, and yeah, we'll be continuing to do that. It's a great little theatre, and the shows are absolutely excellent. It's another really good cast, so that's good. So I'm going to head to deck 11 now. I've just noticed on deck 9 you have the kids clubs.
Up on deck 11 you've got the Ocean Spa, where you can get a load of treatments if that's your kind of thing. On a beautiful sunny afternoon there's music by the pool, but being a sea day that does mean there's a lot of people out on deck, so it can be a bit more difficult to get a sunbed on these days. By the pool there's the snack shack for fish and chips, burgers, cookies and sandwiches. There's a grab and go section too.
Grab your cookies up there if you want. Nice warm chocolate chip or vanilla cookies. Right by the pool you can grab yourself a sandwich. And then passing through you've got the kitchens. So we've done a lot of this already. So then you walk through the kitchens into the summer house.
Abuela's is one of the included restaurants, and I had dinner there a couple of times with the solos. You can see what I ate in a couple of the other episodes in this series, but you can also come for lunch. The summer house is like a conservatory. You can sit in there and get a drink at the bar. They sometimes have musicians here too. And the bar also runs through to the back of the ship, so if you want to sit out, you can get your drinks there as well.
Get a drink, sit out, and this view. There we are with the wake views, so if you're not behind the Squid and Anchor you can come up to deck 11, see where you've been. On the other side of the summer house.
Nonna's is another included restaurant. For this one you can choose your own pizza and pasta.
Seems like a good lunch option, to be honest, if you just want something a bit light. Sports deck now. Basketball court, football court, if you fancy that. Quite a few people sunbathing up here as well, so they found a quiet spot. It's one of the Caribbean islands there. Not quite sure what we're sailing past at the moment. We're going very slowly, doing a leisurely 7 knots because we don't need to be in Barbados till tomorrow morning. So you have some beds up the back of the ship here, the roof of the summer house. And there's even some beds up on the top there, so this is a good place to come if you don't want any music, you like it a bit quieter. And then on the other side of the ship you've got a crazy golf. Yet another deck, so right up to the top in the funnel. Get your beautiful views of the sea or the port you're in. This is where I come up and do those little daily morning videos to see what the ports look like when we're in dock. There are a few sun beds available, it depends where you want to sit. Personally, I'm more of a pool fan myself. If you like a bit of peace and quiet, it's not so bad out here.
Round the pool deck there's usually entertainment going on, like 80s music bingo. The Shack is another one of the all-inclusive pool bars, and if you don't want a queue, you can just grab yourself a can from the side. The veranda is a quieter sunbathing area with fancier sunbeds, and if you really want privacy you can rent yourself a cabana.
The green zebra. If you've been on any of the Marella ships, you know that they all have a mascot. Marella Voyagers are the zebras. I've spotted 3 so far.
Up the top here on deck 12 you've got the electric rooms and the hideout. The hideout's an exclusive area for 12 to 17 year olds.
The electric rooms of the casino are for over 18s.
You can't really film in the casino, but they've got roulette, poker, blackjack and a few slot machines as well.
Around the other side you've got the Ocean's Gym. Let's see what this is like. Everyone's out enjoying the sun today. There seem to be lots of machines. Free weights. Do the running machines and rowing machines with a bit of a view. Quite a well equipped gym. It's what you like on your holidays. Personally, I'm going to go back now. Having done my tour, I'm going to go and see if I can find a sunbed on the deck. Enjoy some of this sun.
Sometimes the joy of being a solo cruiser is you can find that one sunbed that's just squeezed into a busy pool deck. As usual for a Caribbean trip, we managed to sail under a big cloud and get a bit of liquid sunshine. I took that as a good excuse to go and visit the bar.
It was a passing shower, and so I took the opportunity to go and get a berry fizz. It's gin, raspberry liqueur, and something else alcoholic in it. And then I also got cookies from the snack shack. I'm listening to Kieran on the guitar at the back. Sun's back out now, we've done a passing shower. It's a lovely afternoon, bit of music. Try and get out the wind so it's not so windy. We're just sailing past a nice Caribbean island there. I'm all ready for my night out. I'm going to meet the solos. It's just after 6 o'clock, so I'm a little bit late, but we've got a really good group. It's the last night for half the people on the ship, so they're all going home. We change over in Barbados tomorrow, but I'm staying up for another week, so that's good. And actually, I'm losing some of my solo friends, but I'm going to gain some new ones, and a whole bunch of us are still staying on for next week, so it's all working out sort of pretty nicely, to be honest. So now I'm going to go and enjoy my night on the ship.
For dinner, it was back to Latitudes that we'd toured earlier. For starters, I had haggis, neeps and tatties, with fish and chips for mains, and they were delicious, and then lemon tart for pudding. We started off the evening in Squid and Anchor, with live music and then a game show.
Well, a very good evening, Squid and Anchor. How are we all?
Feel like something's happening here.
Then it was off to the Broadway Show Lounge for the 10 o'clock performance of Glitter Ball.
Back to Squid and Anchor for the band jam.
Band jam is where all the musicians from around the ship come together on the last night to make one big supergroup. For me, it's one of my favourite nights of the cruise, even if it is usually your last night as well.
So my 14-night Caribbean cruise is really 2 7-day cruises. So each week you get 1 sea day. Just so happens the way ours has worked is that we had one at the end of the week in the first week and one at the start of the week the second. I'm going to go and get myself a sunbed for day 2, but I'm also just having a wander looking at things that I haven't seen already, because there's always something new to find. last night tonight, and it's 6 o'clock for Solo's drinks, so I'm rushing off.
And so we parted the night away at the end of another sea day. I hope you've enjoyed my tour of Marella Voyager, and if you have, don't forget to watch all the other videos in the series, where you'll get to see more day-to-day activities on the ship, and you get to explore all the ports we visited in the Caribbean too.